Hello, guys. Welcome to the Rubber Boots podcast.
Rubber boots. 1, 2, 3, everybody get set. 4, 5, 6, are we having any fun yet? Here comes Jimmy with the Rubber Boots pod, presented by BedSafe.net. It's 100% free. No gimmicks, no strings, just free. We'll talk about life and a little sports. Now you know we're gonna play some games. But if nothing else, you're gonna have a laugh. We're gonna have a laugh. We're gonna have a laugh. This is the podcast. BedSafe.net. This is the podcast. This is the pod.
So exciting news! I've started a new Jack end of pandemic.
Nice.
Just getting my body ready for the end of the pandemic, when the ladies and everyone else in the real world will see my body again. I was inspired by Puffy, who I learned was on one of his new Jack end of pandemics himself.
Yes.
Puffy uses something called the 21-day fix. Correct,
That is
Puffy?
correct. Yes,
Which is part of
Beachbody.
Beachbody. Now, interestingly enough, Puffy, I did not know that your 21-day fix was part of Beachbody. We have a wonderful lady, Karen, who takes care of our dogs when we go to the villa. Well, what was funny about that?
Yeah, well, that Karen, you know. Oh, this person.
Oh, Karen. That's right.
Not a good time for Karens.
Not a very good time. There's people all over the world named Karen. White
I know.
women,
There's
black
a lot
women,
of. I
Asian
know
women. It's terrible.
every Karen I know in my life has been a nice Karen. Karen, my first high school girlfriend.
Seriously,
Oh!
the double. I love the last name. You always have one.
You always know.
Am I beeping this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. We made out. First time we made out was by.
Now I'm beeping it.
Catholic school. Catholic school. Second base Catholic school in Blackburn Hamlet. Yeah,
Hold on.
old wintry
Forbidden
night.
Make out
At
at second base, or you got to second base.
Yes, I made out right at second base. No, I got to second base at
Nice.
the Catholic school on a cold, chilly, wintry night. I don't think she remembers it probably as fondly as I do.
I hope you like the taste of ringworm medicine.
Another pull away?
Why don't we just call this pod "Jimmy was terrible in high school"? He was just a terrible all-around kisser, lover, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so the 21-day fix. Karen, lovely Karen, who trains our dogs. She doesn't train our dogs. She takes care of our dogs. Our dogs are completely untrained, as you see. She was talking about this Beachbody thing, which, let's face it, Puffy, it's a multi-level marketing thing, right? It's kind of Amway, except it gets you in shape.
It's a bit.
Right,
It's a bit of a Ponzi scheme, I think. Yeah.
They're selling products and they're pushing stuff.
Shakeology.
But because I love Karen so much, I said, okay, I'll sign up for this Beachbody, and I really hadn't done it.
Oh, hold on.
Because
Is Karen a coach?
Karen is a coach, so
Oh.
she's my Beachbody coach.
Oh,
But I
nice.
haven't actually approached her for any coaching tips yet. You know,
Yeah.
what
I think the role of the coach in Beachbody is more just like, are you working out? Don't be a lazy ass, you fat slob. I think it's more motivational.
Your check just bounced.
So what is it? A bunch of shakes and supplements, Puff?
No, it's basically like 30 to the one I do is 30 minutes a day, and then they have an eating plan too, which I sometimes.
did you
don't
buy? There's like a
follow.
portion. There's like a portion thing where you
Yes.
you have to pay for it, and they send you containers, and they're like, Puffy, if you have steak
Yeah.
and pasta, you have to only
Yes.
have this size container of it. So it's
Yeah.
all portion control BS.
I see.
Well, I probably won't do that. Look, Brooksy is unbelievable with that stuff. Like Brooksy's a
Yeah.
nutritional, he basically has a PhD. But anyway, so Brooksy and I go down today. This is something we're going to do together. We decided, hey, we'll do the 21-day fix because Puffy recommends it. And Puffy
Nice.
always looks lean and mean after he does it.
Yes.
So, but I couldn't figure out how to get on, of course. So I ended up doing the sample workout.
Oh,
for
well, you
the
just have to
21-day
log
fix.
in.
Okay, well, I couldn't figure it out, okay? I thought I was logged in already.
Oh.
So it was the sample workout was like a combination, I guess, of all the workouts. But the funny thing was, I work out a lot, but I do my own workouts, and you don't Like any workout you find online or on YouTube, they always have the person doing the modified version.
Yes.
and it's always a person. Yeah, so there's like 20 people in unbelievable shape, ripped abs, and then they bring in the modified person who is not in as good shape, so you can relate to them.
For
right?
sure.
And
Smart.
2 minutes in, Brooksy and I were doing all the modified version.
Oh yeah. Cat can be a savior.
You know, all the people on the screen are jumping around and twirling and whirling, and the modified person is basically barely stepping off the ground. And that's what I was. And it was one of the lower points of my life when I realized I'm the modified guy.
Well, the thing is, day one, you're the modified guy. By like 10 days in, then you're killing it. But the only concern with Cat is that, like, the first time I did this was
what's Cat? Sorry,
Cat's the name of the woman who does the modified.
Oh, is she the modified girl and everything?
That's the thing. Like 5 years later, she's still the modified person. I'm like, Cat, let's get it together.
Cat, you should be moving on by now.
Yeah, they should have a different modified person just for the look. Right. But it's like Cat still waltzing out there, still modified. I'm like, Cat, come on, we're all better now. Let's go. I might
sorry,
have
but this is a video, or
so you basically you get into a portal or whatever, and there's like they have 100 different workout videos, and they have recipes and stuff. And like I said, I haven't even gone there yet. This is basically my first venture onto this thing, because frankly, you could go on YouTube and find a million videos, right? Yeah. And that's why I'm like, why am I paying this money for Beachbody besides supporting the lovely Karen? But well, why is this better than just going on YouTube? I'm not trying to sell Beachbody, by the way. This is the Rubber Boots podcast brought to you by betsafe.net. It's not a multi-level marketing company. But why should I, Puffy, what is the bonus of this thing besides YouTube videos? The workouts are good, and they go together, right? It's like you have a day one, a day two, a day you got a reason for being, right?
Yeah, and then you do they do work, but it's like it's always the same thing. Like it's like, oh, I got in really good shape by eating properly and exercising all the time. It's like, no shit. Wow. Like that's sort of how it works. So
anyway, tomorrow will be day one, since I found out today was just the preliminary workout. What day are you on, Puffy?
What day is Wednesday? Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Today's Tuesday.
Tomorrow will be my day 3, but this is week 7.
Oh, wait a second. I thought it was a 21-day fix for you. It's like the 49-day
I just keep going.
Well, good for you.
Do you mind showing us your abs right now?
No.
You don't mind?
No, I'm not showing my body.
Sounds like you and Kat have a lot in common. You're before.
No. I'm doing good, but I did have a turkey meal. My body changes rapidly now.
I was gonna say at the beginning of the segment, it looked like Puffy was actually eating while you were asking him.
I was wondering if you were having like pork rinds or something. What is that you got there?
No, I'm eating fruit.
Nice.
That's in the video.
I find, Puffy, I'm the opposite. That I will work out hard for 3 months. Yeah. And then I could be a slob for 3 months, and nobody will know the difference. But I did catch myself, I've been working a lot on the golf simulator in the basement. And sometimes if you swing really hard, your shirt comes up and it reveals a little belly. And I caught myself the other day. It wasn't pretty on the follow through. There was some stuff swinging around there. So, Jimmy's going to go back. Did we lose Puffy for a second, or is he still there?
Yeah. No, here. I'm back.
Okay.
Big results, Jimmy. It'll come.
Okay. All right. Welcome to the Rubber Boots podcast, brought to you by our friends at betsafe.net. A big press release out today. Did you guys catch that?
betsafe.net.
That's the betsafe.net. Jeff Dykeman, who's our collective agent now. He's not mine anymore.
He's
belongs
not
to
taking my calls already. I've called him 4 times today.
Jeff Dykeman, also one of my great golfing buddies and one of the nicest guys around, also an awesome agent. So he was he put out a press release with the betsafe.net people. So everyone's probably going to be if you watch your local CTV news tonight, it will probably be not the lead story, but somewhere in the first segment, wouldn't you say? Right after COVID.
Well, we're producing our own vaccine, and then it'll be BetSafe .net joins the rubber boot.
If I could interrupt just for a second and ask a question. Stoff, do you work out?
I used to. Not so much lately, no.
Okay. I'm just curious.
I used to when I was 17?
No, pre-pandemic, I used to go to the gym. And then once the pandemic started, I started jogging like around the block. But the problem with that is it gets so boring. So I just kind of stopped. I'll do like sit-ups and push-ups in the morning, and that's about it.
I have. First of all, I've started on a intermittent fasting regimen. I started on that in September, which has been good. I only eat now between noon and 8 p.m., which has been helping. I work out. I do lift weights every once in a while. I have a weight bench, and I also have a rowing machine. So that's been keeping me busy.
Right. Well, early in the pandemic, in the summertime, you were wearing the muscle shirts, and you look pretty good.
Really good.
Well, I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm trying to be more consistent. If I'm consistent, then I'm okay. But what happens? I'm like you, Jimmy. I'll go for a while, and I'm really consistent, and then I fall off, and then,
I do the intermittent fasting too. I only eat during waking hours.
I like to eat at 2 in the morning.
No. Do you guys know anybody that does those? I don't know what that diet is where you just drink the coffee. Like it's almost the Phil Mickelson thing. One of Brooksy's best friends
coconut oil. Yeah, I've done that.
So that's all they freaking eat.
I do that for breakfast sometimes, just whatever. Like it gets you through a bunch of hours.
Okay, so a day or something, fine. By the way, I eat a massive breakfast. I need a huge breakfast. But these guys, this is what they have done for like 4 years now, is they get up and they have this coffee and then they don't eat again until dinner or something. That's insane. I need my cereal or my
the whole thing there is the fat. Once you burn the fat from the coconut oil, it's supposed to burn the fat in your body.
Yeah.
Oh.
You have sustenance, so you still don't feel hungry.
Do you think BetSafe.net knew they were getting a full diet podcast?
A little bit of everything.
What? There's another sponsor. I would be great.
Coconut oil.
Sponsor. Coconut oil. It's good for the brain. It's good for the body. No, I'm serious.
Rubber Boot
Jingle
Podcast
writes itself.
Brought to you by Beachbody, intermittentfasting.com, and betsafe.net.
Yes. Exactly.
Because I think we owe our betsafe.net to do Puffy's props early in the show.
Yes.
Right? So we think we should get right at it. So let's get to Puffy's props.
Props.
Brought to you by BetSafe.net.
Lester, all your theme songs are fantastic, including the one we just heard, Puffy's props. So Puffy's props also, I guess, ties into the thing that's sweeping the nation right now, which is the GBL, the Gold Bar League.
Oh, yes.
100%.
Which has already passed the XFL, the KHL, and some of those Euro leagues, like the Turkish league, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very upset.
What's the matter, Puffy?
I hit the long shot bet, and yet I somehow have less gold bars than anyone who's doing this competition.
What was the long
you hit
shot
the
bet?
tie, right?
Yeah,
he hit the tie in
too.
soccer.
So did I.
3-1.
Although one of our listeners, they got 0 gold bars left, so I forget.
Really?
Oh, yeah, they had 10.
They went through 10 quick.
Leagues.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who was that? Do you have it written down?
No, I can look it up on our Insta account.
So as you're doing that, the Gold Bar League standings, I believe Leicester is tied for first place with Stoff.
Correct.
11 gold bars. Jimmy broke even thanks to the Oilers after a disappointment with Man United that cost him 2 gold bars. The Oilers and the Lakers both came through. Here's the tough part with NHL, and I guess too also with NBA with these multiple games, is that we tape this podcast on Tuesday. So I'm a big believer that particularly in the Canadian division of the NHL, unless it's the Sens, sorry, Ottawa, it's tough to beat a team twice in a row. And so as soon as the Leafs beat the Oilers in that first game in Edmonton, I knew I was in good shape, right? But that's going to be the predicament that we face every time we do this, right? Is because we can't.
That's true.
That's what makes the GBL so amazing. Our listeners are at an advantage because when the podcast comes out, that's when they can make their picks. So listeners, that's how much we love you. We give you an advantage over all of us in the GBL standings. You can join in, by the way. Stoff, what happens if we get like 5,000 people? Are you going to add this up all week?
Oh, is he frozen? I don't think he's frozen. I think
he's You know
I was
what,
trying to buy
Zach?
myself some time.
well done.
Zach, our intern, Poppy's nemesis, he wrote us this week. He wrote me and said, "Hey, I see you guys on YouTube. You're doing videos. I'll help out."
Oh,
Zach
sure.
is
He wants to
Zach
be in
is
now that
back.
we're big time.
Now that we're blowing up, he's jumping on board.
Well, does he have a calculator?
So-
Because if he can count these gold
Maybe
bars.
Zach could keep track of the GB. He could be the commissioner of the GBL because it wouldn't be right. I was going to make myself commissioner, as I always do on this pod, but that probably wouldn't be right if I also have a franchise. That would be ridiculous.
All right, so I got the name of the guy who got 0 gold bars left. He put 5 on the Celtics, 5 on the Leafs. His name is John Allen, and if that sounds familiar, it's because he was in our first week 1 face-off against the current leader, Reggie Matthews, and he lost there, so it's almost kind of fitting.
Wow. Reggie Matthews, a pimp. What does he have, like 25 gold bars
23.
or something?
How is that?
Jeez.
23.
Yeah.
Oh, he got the head
Real
start on
gold
week
bars.
1. Yeah.
We were going to bring Aaron Korolnik, our buddy, on as a gambling expert. Maybe we should just have Reggie Matthews.
Yeah, he seems
Or
like
Reggie
he knows what he's
versus
talking
AK.
about.
That could be a showdown.
Wow,
There's
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Anyway, Puffy's Props is brought to you by our friends at betsafe.net. So we thought we'd just do the Super Bowl this week. We might as well just start with the line. As we are taping this, it's 3 or 3.5, depending on where you are. We'll put the betsafe.net line at 3 right now. Chiefs favored by 3. Lester, you can have first choice. Who are you taking?
I have no choice but to take Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I think I would like to see them win it. I hope they win it. I think it's in the best interest of football in general that you have this young upcoming quarterback win this football game.
Puffy.
Hold on, how many gold bars?
Oh, how many gold
yeah,
bars? I have 11 now. I'll put 3 gold bars on that.
I love gold.
Puffy?
I am also going to bet 3 gold bars, but I'm betting on TB12 and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The line seems a little bit too low, which means Vegas wants you to bet the Chiefs. And so I'm going to go against the grain, TB12 and the Buccaneers for 3 gold bars.
Stop.
I'm going to go KC as well, and I'm going to throw 3 gold bars on that.
I love gold.
I will say this, as someone who has covered almost every Brady Super Bowl. Sorry, that was a humble brag. All the Brady Super Bowls are great, except for the last one against the Rams, which was awful. But it was still relatively close. They're all close, right? Every Brady Super Bowl finds a way to be close.
That's true.
Which should make me vote on the Bucs, but I'm gonna take the Chiefs because I think the Chiefs will win by a touchdown. So I'm gonna put 2 gold bars on the Chiefs. So a couple of prop bets. Puffy, you're the expert at the props. What do you like? I saw some of them online. Like I saw the first score is always fun, but it's basically TD or field goal. Although if you went safety, maybe we could say like 5 gold bars for one.
You'd have to get a lot more than 5 gold bars for a safety.
Yeah, for the
you
first
can only
score,
put 1 gold
definitely.
bar on it.
It's like
For
20, I
first
think.
gold
20
bar.
around.
20.
Well, you're not going to
25.
get. Well, then all you guys are going to put 20 gold bars because you're not losing much with 1 gold bar.
Yeah, but safety ain't happening either.
Oh, it happened in the Broncos.
The Broncos game.
Seattle won when the
Seattle
Seahawks
time.
won the Super Bowl.
That
And
it's
that's
already
going to be
happened.
on the first score as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want? What do you want, Puffy?
First score?
No, I know. What do you want to do?
Oh.
What do you want to do? It's your
I
props.
wanna
It's your
do,
damn segment,
over-
Puffy. You
over,
got the
under-
friggin' press release.
Over under punts. 6.5.
6.5 total punts in the
Total
game.
punts in the game.
What? See, I'm a big football fan, but I'm not a big gambler. So what is an average number of punts in a game? Like 7, 8, 9?
I'm guessing around there.
Around that number.
The Chiefs,
would be,
the Chiefs never punt. The Chiefs probably average 1 to 2 punts a game.
Mm-hmm.
Bucks 4, 6.5. That's all right. I'm gonna go under 1 goal bar. Lester,
I'm going to go over 1 gold bar.
Puffy,
Why?
I'm going to go over 2 gold bars.
over 2. I'm going to go under
Stop.
1 gold bar. Under 1.
okay.
Okay.
How about this? Roughing the passer penalty. It's a simple yes or no. It's an even bet. A roughing the passer penalty on either side. I'm going to go 2 gold bars, no.
Wow.
I'm gonna go 1 gold bar, yes.
I will go
Lester?
with Puffy on that. 1 gold bar, yes.
And stop.
I'm gonna go with 1 gold bar, yes, as well.
Can I
You should
put
have
one
done
out
something
there?
funny.
Can I put one
Yeah.
out there? I'm going to
Yeah.
ask this. The Weeknd, over or
Uh-huh.
under 2 special guests in his performance?
Okay, so that maybe we
Now-
should go 1.5 then, guests.
Okay.
1.5.
Now-
Okay, 1.5 as the spread.
Well, what are you going to say,
Okay.
Stoph? Is that like do you guys like that prop? You think it's a cool prop?
Yeah, I like it.
He's
you saying,
performing
Scott?
in stadium or no?
I don't
Like,
know.
is it going to be a video or is this actually going to happen in the stadium?
I listen. I can't imagine why it wouldn't be in the stadium.
I think it's in. I think it's in the stadium. Florida doesn't give a crap about COVID.
Exactly.
They're all going to have
They're
the
selling
screaming
tickets.
fans and everything.
No, I know
I'm gonna
they
go-
are, but up until now, you really haven't had that. Like when they had halftime shows, I think at Thanksgiving or whatnot, it was just a pre-tape performance.
2 gold bars over.
I'm going to say 1 gold bar over.
What?
Same.
Okay, what's the definition of surprise guests?
Anybody other than
any
him
other
as an
art-
artist?
any other
Art-
act.
A musician
Yes.
or a backup dancer.
Okay. Well, do you want to? I mean, okay. So let's
Now
go
you're
on
saying-
Drake.
because
It's got to be a name. It's got to be
it's
a
gotta
name like
so it could
Drake
be a.
or
It doesn't have to be. It could be
Drake,
a cameo, like
J-Lo.
whatever.
Well,
Yeah.
but it could be any other musical artist then.
Yeah.
Correct?
Any other
Could it be
musical
an-
artist.
Could,
It
could
has
it,
to
could it be an
or-
actor as well?
Yeah, but who's he going to have as an actor? What are you going to have? Like,
The Rock.
who's going to pop in?
But if it's
Well,
like
what's he gonna do? What's The Rock gonna do at the halftime show?
I'm just saying.
Betty White?
Rock bottom him?
but it's
be
it's an act. Like an act would count as 1, right?
I guess. Yeah.
Like if
Yeah, let's say he brings Alicia Keys out and she plays the piano. That counts.
Yeah,
That's
That
one.
Yes.
counts.
That's
100%.
Yeah.
I would
Soft
say
beat.
over 1.5. Yeah, 1 gold.
So
bar.
we all went over?
I would
Yeah,
say
I'm
over,
gonna
yeah.
go
You're good?
over 1 gold bar. Yeah,
Okay.
Do you not like
That's
The Rock stuff?
I don't mind The Rock.
It
I just
doesn't
don't.
matter if you like The Rock.
Yeah. Killed you with that.
How about then? Why don't we do the prop? Will The Rock show up on the weekend's halftime show?
My money's on Alicia
Plus
Keys.
600.
Yeah, you get 600 gold bars if he shows up.
Hey, that pays. That pays
The
well.
Rock appears. Lester, you don't even have to bet. We're going to give you that. You win the GBL if The Rock is part of the weekend's halftime.
Done.
Do we want to do MVP?
It's too complicated with the gold bars and how many do you allot to whatever, you know.
I'm running out of gold bars.
Exactly. So we got just to clarify, we have who wins the game with the spread. We have a roughing the passer penalty.
Yep.
We have total number of punts over under 6.5, and we have 1.5 as an over under on weekend guests.
Yes.
Perfect.
Done.
This is
Now hold
this has
on.
been
Let's say that they're doing the performances in different venues, like it's synced by video or
Fine.
something. Still counts.
It's fine.
As long as
Once they
someone else-
introduce the weekend with the halftime show, until he's finished, that's it. Number of guests.
Yes.
All right.
The Rock's gonna come out at least 3 times. So
That would be amazing.
You can find all sorts of lines at betsafe.net. Also, you can find all sorts of fun games.
BetSafe.net.
Drop by betsafe.net. They support us. They're good friends of ours. Hey, they put out a damn press release. Puffy's first press release of his career.
It's true.
Check out
One of many
betsafe.net for
to
us. They
come.
have all
Very
sorts of
impressive.
lines and all sorts of fun stuff as well. Boys, again, this sounds like another humble brag, but we were at the forefront of the GameStop discussion. Were we not?
yep.
We were.
We taped last Tuesday before GameStop. It was a glint in everyone's eye, and now the entire world is captivated by shorting and stock trading. And by the way, the definition of shorting, which Puffy and I gave, has now
Yes.
become pretty much the staple that economists use
That's what
in
they're
explaining
using
shorting.
on the street.
You mean that banana example, right?
Yeah, Stoff excerpted it,
Hilarious.
put it on the social media, and it's now become the go-to for anyone training to be a trader. The Wall Street bets guys, they all use it.
I'm like Ben Affleck in Boiler Room.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Or Christian Bale. And it was the same guy. We were talking about The Big Short last week.
Yeah.
So the Wall Street Bets guys, they're going to make a movie on this already. They've signed a movie deal with Netflix. But yes, there's a few guys on Wall Street Bets that started this thing. But the gentleman, and his name is escaping me, the character that Christian Bale plays in The Big Short, got in on this early and did the same damn thing and made $1 gazillion again.
Yeah, he made like this $750 million.
That guy's a freaking
This is going to end in a lawsuit, though, with a movie, because how can they own the rights to something that's on a public forum?
Well, they probably bought the rights to. They probably bought the rights to one of the guy's stories. There's about 2 or 3 guys that can take credit for this on Wall Street Bets. The first guy that brought it up, and then there was the first guy who posted about a short. This is why you can short this company. So I'm not sure whose story they're going to tell. They'll probably tell the story of the guy who put in the 50 grand and ended up with 50 million, unless he didn't sell, because I don't know if you guys are following this the way I do. I'll tell you my own personal story. I got caught up a little bit, as Jimmy tends to do.
Whoa.
And I didn't buy in GameStop, but I bought in AMC, which was supposed to be the next GameStop, if you were following along, right? The movie company in the States, that theaters and everything, basically the Cineplex of the States. AMC was to be the next GameStop. All the Reddit guys were talking about it. It had moved also from like $3 up to about 20. I got in at 18.
Oh, Jesus.
Nice, Jimmy.
So,
nice.
but here's the thing where, first of all, lesson to everybody out there, because now everybody's in stocks, and this is the most dangerous thing about this, because nobody knows what they're doing, including myself. I usually take advice from people, and unfortunately, people are going to have lost a lot of money because. Okay, real quick. So Jared and I are talking about this. I'm trying to support my son who's into this, and he was the one who told me about it. So I got to put some money in. I'll put some money into AMC. Jared puts a little money into AMC. The buzz about AMC was crazy this one particular night. I think after we did the pod, maybe Tuesday night or Wednesday night, I can't remember. It was going to blow up the next day in a GameStop type fashion. I don't want to make ludicrous predictions. Let's say it was at $20 when we went to bed that night, or 18 or 16 or whatever it was. It would have been going to $40 or $50 that day. I'm not saying it would have gone to 300 or 400, but you can feel the buzz and the after hours movement on a stock. Right before opening is when Robinhood bastards shut down the trading of GameStop and AMC. They basically shut down. They just shut it down right before the open. And I don't know what the percentage is, but a large percentage of people that were about to put their money in are Robinhood traders, the average guy, right? Robinhood's just a simple trading account. And that shut it down. And basically there's a bunch of different reasons Robinhood, you talk to some experts and they say Robinhood would have collapsed if they let it go. Others say that Robinhood is backed by some of the big hedge funds that were doing this. And so they cowed to them. Whatever the story is, I don't pretend to be the expert to know. Robinhood shut down, and that 8-hour trading day, that's when you lost. That was the moment for AMC. After that, the momentum was lost, and we knew we were screwed. Jared and I knew, Dad, we're screwed. But we hung in there, and today we lost our shirts.
So today is AMC
today,
done?
Tuesday,
Down with the ship.
So at the beginning of today, and I knew that we were in trouble last night because you can follow after hours trading.
Yeah.
But GameStop was down $135 today. It opened at $225. It finished the day at $90. So it lost. AMC opened at $16 roughly, finished the day at $7.82. Jimmy got in at $18.
So Jimmy, this is a question from the back. Why didn't you short these stocks?
Okay, so this is Puffy, that is the most brilliant thing. We were talking about this in the studio today. I was doing Super Bowl coverage with my friends, and Dan, one of my favorite cameramen, is also in on this. And he's like, why didn't we short after we had this discussion on shorting last week? Why didn't we short GameStop at like $250 when it was $350? Because everybody knew, including me, that GameStop was going to crash at some point, right?
Yeah.
Now, shorting is a dangerous thing because if GameStop went up to $1,000, the thing I did learn about shorting this week is that you do pay interest as it goes along when you short. So if a stock stays up for a long time, you start to get hosed by shorting. You have to plan on it going down fast. But that you're right, Puffy. Huge mistake by me. Live and learn. I lost a few $1,000s.
I said the market fluctuates, remember?
Look, Vanessa, of course the market fluctuates. Everybody knows that. I just got fluctuated out of $4,000.
Jesus. Oh, man.
And so the preamble is to tell you guys that I spent all the betsafe.net money.
I knew this was coming up to something like we're not getting paid.
Yeah. So you guys each owe me like $7,000 just to cover me.
It's in the mail.
Listen, it's funny. All this financial stuff. It's amazing. It is amazing. And look, it's a whole shift in the way people are trying to do things. It is interesting and it's fascinating, unless you lost the money.
So you understand how my Peterman stock options are going to work?
Go to the bathroom.
It's just very interesting.
Yeah, when it's your money, it's fascinating.
Yesterday, and that's all the cameramen, Carlton, Dan, Davis, all anybody's talking about is stock. So silver, we're in silver today. I did make a little money on silver yesterday, but
so did I actually.
But it's extremely, it is dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So
just think about stocks in general.
Don't do it.
There's so much money invested in what people believe a company to be worth.
Yeah.
And there's no, it's not exactly a balance of what that company is worth. So you're always taking that type of risk. And it's crazy when you think about how much money gets tied up in it.
The problem is, and if you go on Twitter and such, and there's just so many people that don't know anything. And I will put myself in that group. Usually I follow a couple of people who I know, who I trust, who know these things. But, and that FOMO thing is so real. Fear of missing out is
big time.
And it got me. I'm guilty as heck. When you're looking at AMC, sitting there at $15 or $18, and you're thinking it's the next GameStop. How can I not put money in thinking it's going to go to $300, right? And it takes a lot of discipline to say, you know what, I can just sit this out and I'll be okay if it goes to $300 or whatever. But we did get screwed because if you give the Wall Street guys a day or two to figure things out, they will figure things out. And and they did. So
what happens with Robinhood now? Because I know there's class action suits from people against them, but just in general, don't you think that as a trading company, that if they did not allow people to trade that way, wouldn't their brand just be tarnished by now? Or is there just so
I
many
will say
people
this:
on there?
this might risk us a Robinhood sponsor because everybody's in line to get in line for the sponsorships because of the success of BetSafe.net.
BetSafe.net.
Screw those guys; they will never be a sponsor of the Rubber Boots podcast. I don't care what their reasoning is, and there may be a logical one.
What if they give you the money back?
Screwed the little guy, and they screwed Jimmy. More importantly, they screwed Jimmy's son. And you can mess with me, don't mess with Jared.
True.
You see, I couldn't get in on a class action lawsuit because I don't have a Robinhood account. But Robinhood cost not only,
it cost it to stop. Yeah,
anybody who was wagering on that stock was screwed by Robinhood, essentially.
Yeah,
because they took so many.
Did the feds come in at some point and start halt trading a couple times or something like that too?
There was some halts in trading, but that does happen all the time when there's overabundance in trading in a stock. Usually it's a good sign. Sometimes it's a bad sign. But even if Robinhood's explanation is viable, I don't want to lose people in all the details. Apparently, if you make a transaction on Robinhood, milliseconds before your transaction goes through, their computer tells it's a transaction, and they have to go to get the money to pay for your transaction in advance. And basically, there were so many transactions happening on Robinhood that it was going to crash their system and they wouldn't have enough money. I don't care. If you're going to have an app like that, you have to figure it out. And so screw Robinhood would be my message on this one. Jimmy lost a little cash, but we're okay. We're going to be okay. I love you guys.
Jimmy.
Hey,
fine.
You got handbags you can turn over. No problem, man.
All right. If anybody could pick up an edition of Beauties, it would really help this week. I got 3 dogs for sale. 2 of them are a little bit damaged. Not all of them are. No, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. You know what? I held strong. So AMC, baby. I'm thinking that by the time I have grandchildren, by the mid 2050s, that the movies will come back in and AMC will skyrocket back to like 1810, and I will make like $40 on my AMC stock.
Hey, listen, not obviously and quite seriously, maybe you should hang on to that stock because eventually movies are going to come back. Like it's gonna.
Yeah, I'm going to hang on because I don't.
I don't know if the movie viewing experience in theaters will come back like it has. Like, do you think people are jonesing for that right now?
Look. I mean, you can watch whatever you want on television at your house. And yeah, sure, you probably got surround sound and nice speakers and everything, probably like Jimmy has at his house. But I'm just saying that
gonna have to sell those
there's something to be said for going to the theater, getting the popcorn. I personally think it's going to come back. I do.
I'm with you, Lester. I love that experience. It's one of the things I miss most about the pandemic. But I'm not sure it'll ever come back the way it is. But I'm with you. So. And the other thing is, like, it's always a possibility. We tape this on Tuesday. These markets change so quickly. Like GameStop had some massive drops within its time. So this could come out Friday and AMC might be way up again. I just don't think so. Like I said, I think the Wall Street guys have figured it out and we're all screwed. But
Jimmy,
anyway, that's where we are right now.
What will you sell AMC at? Like, say it starts going.
Yeah, no, I'll be guilty just because I would say right now that I would sell it like $15.
Can I short you? Can I short you? I want to short you.
Look for the opportunity.
Borrow me your stocks, and then we'll see what happens.
I don't know what I do. I probably get greedy again, right? It's hard to be disciplined that way. If it went back up to $18, I'd be like, well, what's the point now? I might as well either take a little bit of a loss or let this see where this sucker goes. I don't know. Anyway. In Stoff put together a 3-page preparation for this podcast. He put all together little segments.
It's unbelievable.
And one thing I saw, Stoff, you mentioned Groundhog Day, which is this actually today?
Today is Groundhog Day.
As we tape this,
yes.
By the way, Groundhog Day might make sense, let's say in the middle of the United States. Where is it? Pennsylvania, perhaps.
Pensacola,
certainly like the Carolinas. But in Canada, having Groundhog Day on February 2nd and saying we're going to get 6 more weeks of winter is the dumbest ass thing ever because we're guaranteed 8 more weeks of winter. So screw you, Punxsutawney Pete or Wyerton Willie or what do we got? Wyerton Willie in Canada?
Wyerton Willie for sure. And I saw that thing this morning. I don't know what happened. What you throw a hat for? I don't know.
Yeah.
Did he say 6 weeks?
He said early spring. Wyerton Willie said early spring.
Nice,
the best ones are the ones where they bite the handler.
Yeah.
It's always worth watching.
The best ones are when the handler gets rabies and dies.
We should have put a prop bet on that.
Hey, man.
Actually, roll the theme for what you're watching.
What you're watching? Just between you and me, what you're streaming on your TV, let me see. What you're watching? Action, drama, comedy, what you're streaming on your TV.
Because the reason Stoff didn't bring up Groundhog Day for this reason. Stoff, you got a great question. What was it, Stoff? If you could have Groundhog Day, what day would it be?
Well, essentially, if you had to relive a day of the year every single day, what day would you pick? So I'm not necessarily saying from your personal life. I'm just saying a day on the calendar.
A day on the calendar.
And you have to pick one.
Wow.
So for Jimmy, obviously, trade deadline day.
July 2nd in a normal non-pandemic year, or like July 3rd, that'd be my first day at Cabot. Of course, I would be without my family, so I'm not sure Brooksy would enjoy that part of it. So I'll say my anniversary, May 1st. Brooksy,
oh,
just in case you listen.
Look at you!
Could you stop?
I'll send her the tweet.
Yeah, just
I'll send her the tweet. Yeah,
definitely July 3rd when I'm at Cabot. But the reason I said what you watching is because I did not know Stoff was going to put that in our podcast, but I just watched with Brooksy the other night, Palm Springs, which you guys know this movie?
Yeah, I think I've heard of it.
I don't think
Is it a movie or a series? I thought it was a series, but anyway.
I thought it was a series too, but it's a movie. And it is Adam Sandberg.
Oh, I saw a preview for it.
Oh, is this one of the new Netflix ones?
Oh, it's a new one. Okay.
Yeah.
Kristen Milioti.
Okay.
Plays Sarah. J.K. Simmons, Oscar winner, is also in it. I thought it was really good. I had no expectations. We were kind of out on stuff, as most people are in the pandemic. And it is basically a Groundhog Day. I'm not going to say a remake of Groundhog Day, but it's the same premise as Groundhog Day. It's an homage to Groundhog Day, except it's basically, I'm not going to give away too much, Adam Sandberg at a wedding in Palm Springs. And he's stuck in the same day over and over again. But I thought it was awesome. Like, very funny. Yeah, really good, really funny. So Palm Springs, Groundhog Day. That's my recommendation. As for what day I would choose, what day you guys would choose on the calendar? I said July 3rd, Cabot. Lester?
Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm gonna be very sentimental. I'm gonna choose Christmas Day. I think Christmas Day is always very kind, very quiet. I'm relaxed most of the time. Family, friends, goodwill, all of that. Music, good food.
Beautiful.
Christmas Day.
Lester's always got a Christmas song he'll sing.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's got
Hello, it's Christmas.
Hello Christmas. Christmas hello. Hello
Hello,
bells.
what time is dinner? Christmas dinner?
Hello to the angels. Hello Jesus. Hello Jesus is one of my favorites. That's one of the
Silent hello is pretty good.
Hello,
Puffy,
the
what's your
hero
favorite day?
sing?
I know, Puffy. Why hasn't somebody said Tuesday? The day we every Tuesday when we tape the Rubber Boots podcast.
Oh my god.
My day would be the first Thursday of the NCAA March Madness tournament.
That's a good one. That's
very
a good one.
Good father-son gambling time, so I think that'd be great.
You gotta teach the youth.
Special.
Bring the boys up right.
I'm gonna go the first NFL Sunday of the season.
Yeah, you love it, eh? Yeah.
Also good.
Yeah, nice.
I thought Stoff would have also chosen around July 3rd when the Rubber Boots podcast season ends and he doesn't have to deal with us for 2 months.
Well, Jimmy, when you said July 2nd, I thought that's because you're officially done.
Yeah, they come together usually,
hiatus, right? Yeah.
Often I will fly to Halifax as soon as the free agent frenzy is over. Like, I'll go straight to the airport and get on a plane. So I'm golfing at Cabot on the 2nd. Just a great day. The year's over. I love hockey and, I love the free agent frenzy and stuff, but it's nice when it's over and you have a whole summer ahead of you, right?
I totally get it. Makes sense.
What else do we got, Stoff? Let's see. Listener tweet.
Can I just throw in on what you're watching?
What you're watching?
Yeah, of course.
Because we talked about the segment. Listen, this is a little bit of a humble brag, but my brother just finished scoring a film that was seen on PBS called "How It Feels to Be Free," and it's about it's about four women and four black women in particular that this came through lots of prejudice and and prejudice and racism and whatnot in order to become big famous stars in movies. Lena Horne, Cicely Tyson, who rest in peace just passed away. Nina Simone is one of them. And there's a couple, Diane Carroll as well. But it's a very, very good film, and I recommend it. It's available on a couple of different platforms right now. But very well done. It's a 2-hour documentary, but it's very good.
And the title again is?
How It Feels to Be Free. And shout out to my brother, Mark McLean, and also Keith Power, who wrote the original score for that.
Is that the first time your brother has done this?
As a matter of fact, it is the first time my brother has scored a musical or film, rather. And it's been great timing because, of course, with the pandemic, as a touring musician, he's been pretty quiet. So it's very nice. And fortunately, it's opened up some more opportunities for him as well. So there you go. There's my shout out.
Is that your forearm or your calf?
It's my forearm.
I was afraid for
a second. Imagine if it was his calf, he would be really.
Yeah, how would it be? Yeah.
And then his sweater would match his.
Yeah. Those tight sweater pants.
That's a onesie. I'm wearing a onesie.
It's a very sexy pose.
Maybe that's the one thing we could sell: Rubber Boots onesies. They're all sweater.
That's
our
brilliant idea.
I'm learning.
Let's get the marketing team on it.
Safe.net Rubber Boots onesies.
Very correct.
The YouTubers all are about the merch. All the kids love the merch. So
let's start selling.
Maybe a onesie merch.
I'll talk to Jeff and the folks at betsafe.net. We got to get the merch going at some point here because we're blow. We need extra merch now. Now we need GBL merch, right?
BBL merch.
Gold Bar League merch.
Who wouldn't want a Gold
listener
Bar League
tweets.
flat top?
100%. The Liam McGuire Award, listener tweet of the week. This comes from Ireka71. Would I say that right? IREKA, Ireka71.
That's how I would have said.
Short is when you borrow shares of a stock and sell them in the market. That when the price goes down, you buy those shares back at the lower price. The difference between the sell price. Oh, he was just explaining the short. So we're just giving him some credit stuff for giving a better explanation than we did.
Yeah, well, basically, they replied right when you posted the episode from last week, and they got it right.
Ireka, thank you for teaching us.
In fairness, we did not come across as informed people.
Yeah,
I thought it came across great.
Somehow
I learned a lot this week.
Once I read that banana example, I understood it right away. And I'm not sure why that didn't work on the oral version.
Let's say you have 5 bananas and they cost $10.
Yeah, one ape on the market has 5 bananas. The snake asks to borrow 5 bananas for a bit and sells the 5 bananas, thinking the price will go down. That's called shorting. So then he buys them back for less. Then you buy 5 more bananas when the price are down. Then you give your bananas back at the original price, essentially, and you made all that money.
How do you give the bananas back at the original price?
Okay,
you don't give the bananas back. You buy the bananas.
Well, it's because I tried to ad lib. Should have stuck to prompter.
It's all good.
As per usual. Things that I saw on Twitter.
Freaky pigs, strange chicks, world affairs, polar bears, fake news, nice shoes, big boobs, jack dudes. All of these things and more as I sat on the shitter. Things that I saw on Twitter.
Why don't you take care of this stuff? This is your segment.
Alrighty, so we'll start with some Super Bowl Media Day stuff. And
wait a second, do you have a prompter? Look at stuff. He looks like he's reading off a prompter. Has he taped his stuff to, or so you on the corner of your laptop?
Yeah, I actually have it. My notes called up on the side.
I don't know how to do that.
Here, so
I don't know how to get the multiple screens like that.
Well, we'll
That's
get there.
crazy.
We'll get there one day. Okay. Patriots beat writer Mark Daniels reported that during off-season workouts, Gronk had to run sprints, record them, and send them to the Bucs. So to get out of it, he'd record himself running sprints in different shirts on the same day, and then he'd send the videos on different days.
Smart.
So this whole thing is like it's extremely smart or whatnot that he did this, but he's not actually getting out of any work, is he? Didn't he just run all these sprints all in one day?
I think that's what he was trying to do. He'd go hard one day and then take a day off. Unless that he didn't want to see, did he want to see all the runs or did he just want to see him running? So Gronk just ran like a couple, then ran a couple more just so the guy knew that he was at the track.
I imagine they'd have to tape the whole thing or else what's the point of taping it all?
Right.
It's also, he said that it was to ease into the off-season workouts, but how is it easing in if on the first day you just go completely ape?
That's Gronk.
Gronk has never been like the sharpest tool. He's very entertaining, but he's not, I don't think he's exactly a geniac with these things, but I appreciate the effort on something like that. What else you got, Stoff?
Do you want to do the QAnon believer apologizing to Anderson Cooper?
Yes, I do want to do that.
Love it.
Let's do that one since it's a, let's say, a phrase you don't hear every day.
Did you at the time believe that high-level Democrats and celebrities were worshiping Satan, drinking the blood of children?
Anderson, I thought you did that. And I would like to apologize for that right now. So I apologize for thinking that you ate babies. But yeah.
Yeah, that's a unique group, that QAnon group.
You're very gracious.
I read a bunch of things this week and listened to a New York Times pod about QAnon and how they took Inauguration Day. Because if you read anything about QAnon, the general belief that Inauguration Day was the day all the things they've been talking about for 3 years were going to happen. Mm-hmm. That they truly believed, and we're not talking about a few thousand people here. We are talking about millions of people, right? Yeah. And they thought that in the middle of the inauguration, Trump was going to declare martial law and that the military was going to come in and arrest Joe
Everyone
Biden.
At CNN.
Everyone on that, like as Hillary. So the New York Times published, I guess, audio. So basically in the blogs of QAnon, people are making audio messages or YouTube messages or whatever. And the Times were publishing the comments as everyone arrived. They're like, oh, good. Hillary and Bill are here. Oh, Obama's here. They're going to arrest them all at the same time. And so as the whole thing went on and Biden was inaugurated, I hate to laugh because it's almost sad, really. The conversation was like, hey, damn, Shelley, when's this going to happen? Right? And I guess Trump, when he left before he got on his plane, he was standing in front of 17 flags, and 17 is a big number for QAnon. So they thought that was a signal that he was about to take his plane and, I don't know, ram it into the White House or something. But it's just, and then when it ended, the guy who is the main guy, like this mysterious Q guy who started it all, has not been heard from very much in the last 2 months. But there's one guy who's sort of heading up the QAnon, who a lot of people believe was the Q guy. So he's been sort of heading up the whole thing. He just sent out a message after it was over saying, well, there's a new president. It was a good time, guys. We'll see you later. Yeah. He just basically said it's over.
Like he didn't even...
No, he didn't. All these people who dedicated 3 years of their lives to this thing are like, what? What do you mean it's over? Now, there are still some people who've, believe that, you can't, they've invested so much that they can't get out of it. So in fact, Biden signed 17, what are they called? Executive orders on his first day in office. So as soon as he did that, they all believe that Biden is in on it now. And Trump let Biden become president as part of the plan, and that now Biden will help him execute
Brilliant.
Eating babies pedophilia ring or whatever. So
you would have thought that whoever's like Biden's number, like the person like who's handling Biden's stuff, they might have picked a different number of executive orders to sign.
That's a good point. That's a good point, because
they would have known about 17 being the big number. Like, what the heck were they thinking? What's
good point? Yeah,
I lost you guys just for a second.
Lost
but
to see.
Yeah, I don't think they're talking about. I don't think they're talking about QAnon, Puffy. I don't think they're worried about QAnon in Biden's office too much. But anyway, or maybe they did it on purpose, just because they knew they'd rile them up. But if you believe in QAnon, please don't. Spend some time with the Rubber Boots podcast. Spend some time on betsafe.net.
Betsafe.net.
Okay? We're not political. I don't care what your political beliefs are, but it's not going to happen. And people do not eat babies. Okay. And they're not,
if you're going to,
there's not a pedophilia ring in the bottom of some pizzerias.
If you're going to, put your beliefs in something, try to make sure there's some sort of substantiated, truth behind it, or,
right.
Perhaps
we should come up with a conspiracy theory that is a little more realistic that we can spread and just see as a science experiment. Right?
Okay.
Let's work on that. We also have to you got some feedback, stuff before we go on movies that people want to talk about, our 80s movies breakdown. We're going to throw up a poll on Thursday, so likely when you're listening to this. And what 80s movie would you like us to break down next? So a couple suggestions we've gotten, obviously Trading Places from last week, but Weird Science is another one. Now that's a movie I haven't seen, so have you guys... I don't remember it well.
I don't remember it, but I've definitely seen it. Yeah.
Not a classic, though, I don't think.
It's pretty
good, actually. It's pretty good.
Who's in Weird Science?
Anthony Michael Hall.
What's the name of the woman again? Kelly LeBrock.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, okay.
You listen, Jimmy. Kelly LeBrock, come on.
Is there... I always get Weird Science mixed up with Blinded Me with Science.
Maybe make sure Nicole's
out.
Thomas Dolby song, right?
Yeah.
She blinded me with science. Now she's making love to me. There were some weird ass popular songs back in the day.
You know what? That guy, can I just say very quickly, Thomas Dolby, ahead of his time. He did a lot of with a lot of synths and a lot of the triggers and samples and stuff like that he was doing well before anybody else.
Absolutely.
To a certain degree, or at least applying them to the pop genre. But he's brilliant. Brilliant. Thomas Dolby. Check out Hyperactive if you get a chance. One of his greatest tracks.
Stoff, the more you know segment. Do you have actual random facts ready?
I do.
You know?
If we have time, we'll squeeze it in here. All right.
Stop. Let me just say, by the way, Stop. You're producing the out of this podcast.
I'm doing what I can.
Yeah.
I mean, he's let beauty suffer a little bit, but I think
it's the next you can't get ahead, man.
Do you have to leave, Puffy? Puffy, do you gotta go somewhere?
I just gotta move to another part.
Are you doing your 21-day workout right now?
Yeah, I just gotta get fitness.
You look like you got a little groove going on there, Puff.
Yeah,
Look at him. We should sync that video up with music.
Yes.
She blinded me.
She blinded me with silence.
Honestly, looks like Puffy's about to get murdered. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, why are you in a closet, Puffy? Okay, the more you know.
The more you know. All right, let's go with fact number 1. Do you guys remember that 70s show?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Perfect. Yeah. So we're 1 for 1.
Idiots. We're not idiots, Stop.
Do you remember the name of the foreign exchange student on the show?
Now I am off to spend the rest of my American money on candy and porno.
Fez.
No shot.
Fez.
Long duck gone.
Yeah.
No, Fez is partially correct, but that's not his actual name.
Fez.
His actual name is never revealed through the entire season, and they call him Fez because it stands for Foreign Exchange Student. Fez.
Wow.
More you know.
Did you know ALF? That's like ALF stands for alien life form. Did you know that?
Yes, I did know that.
I actually went to,
why do you guys know everything I know?
I went down the Google wormhole on ALF recently, and
you went down on ALF?
Cast hated each other.
Of ALF?
Really? Eh?
Yeah, like the dad on that show on the last day of taping, he did the last scene and he just walked off the set and went to his car and went home.
I was hoping
that is so awesome.
I was hoping you'd say he punched Alf right in the face.
Oh, he threw down with Alf in one of the seasons.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Like
I'd kill for that footage.
I fantasize in my mind that Alf was like the real like Alf was just a guy who was Alf. He's like,
that's hilarious.
He ate cats.
Well, the problem I think was that they were a little bit ahead of their time with the puppetry. And it took a long time to film Alf scenes.
I bet.
Patience. Imagine it would be like O-Dog if we have to like redo a hit or something times 7.
No. Speaking to famous sitcoms that people didn't get along on. Apparently, there was a lot of friction between Al Bundy and Marcy, Amanda Beers and Ed O'Neill. Yeah, apparently they did not get along. Yeah, she ended up directing some shows, and there was a big feud for a long time. Only found this out recently, which I thought was quite interesting.
Really?
The more you know.
Yes.
It's a lot like the stuff that people don't know about those shows. Like, for instance, on this pod, myself and Rod Smith. And the reason Roddy's not on here much, there was a lot of ego that Rod Baby was taking too much away from Jimmy on the show.
I hear that. That makes sense. You're the face of the network, and he was the face of the network. And I'm just kidding. I did not say that.
Jeez, I am definitely editing that out.
There is
no one talks down to Roddy.
Roddy has
if he sees the voice of the network, that's for sure. That guy's voice is killer.
Oh yeah.
Roddy has sadly no rivalries with anyone because he's salt of the earth. Any more tidbits for us, Stoff, before we leave?
Sure. Do you guys know where the term "break a leg" comes from?
Yes, it's from the theater.
Ding, ding.
Why do they say "break a leg"?
Oh, because Shakespeare, in one of his earlier works,
Othello.
broke a leg, and he had a best writing performance of his life.
It started off so well for you. Like, I was really impressed when you knew the answer, and then you just ruined it.
I didn't know the answer.
It was just like me last week when I said, guys, shorting. And then after that, it went downhill.
What was the short thing? Anyone else want to take a guess?
No clue.
Break a leg?
No.
Because you're wishing that the person ends up in the cast. So break a leg, cast.
I see.
Get into the cast.
Nice. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
More you know.
All right. Okay.
All right, I got one more.
Are you going to put the little NBC sound in every time after you?
Yeah,
you explain
until
it?
Instagram pulls down the video. Yes,
he is.
Do you guys know how much a buttload is? Like someone says, I have a buttload of sneakers at my house.
What an actual buttload is?
Yeah. Or do you know that a buttload is an actual volume of measurement?
No, I mean, so when you say like a baker's dozen or whatever, like a buttload.
Wow.
A buttload. 10?
Well, 10 of what?
I don't know. 10 just feels like a lot. I have a lot of...
well, it's more than 10. So a butt is a traditional measurement volume used for wines and other alcoholic beverages.
Of course.
Measurement differs in different parts in the world. So in the US, a buttload is 126 gallons, while in the UK, it's 384 gallons.
Wow.
So butts in the UK apparently much bigger.
I think that's wrong. From my own personal research, the booties in the US a lot bigger than in the UK.
Puffy, at the beginning of this season, before you got on Beachbody, your buttload was a lot of gallons.
You were British. You were speaking with a British accent.
Definitely the British buttload.
Well, there you go.
That's very informative. I thank you for stopping. Is that 3?
That's
3 or is that
4? That's a buttload.
Is there anything else we had to take care of in this podcast?
We should talk about one of the all-time great actors of our generation, Dustin Diamond, passing away from cancer. I guess it was just a couple of days ago, or maybe yesterday.
It was yesterday. It was as we tape this. Was yesterday, February 1st.
Many cracks on the podcast about Puffy's likeness to Dustin Diamond.
To Samuel Screech Powers.
I cannot do that anymore. And yeah, it's always a tragedy. The child actor thing, right? It just never goes well for the most part.
And because it's funny, we've mentioned him. I mean, you were quite frankly, Puffy, you were the one that broke the news. I had not seen that, and he shared it on our little chat there. But it's a sad end. He is one of these people that you wanted him to do well after you heard all the stuff and the downfall and some of the things that happened to him, and it just seems unfair that at this point he was just trying to get up. I mean, they had the reboot. You saw, I don't know if you guys saw, but Mary Lopez had spent some time with him. They took some pictures together and whatnot, and now he's gone. So may you rest in peace. Yeah.
Now, the one thing I will say, well said, Lester, is always, if they do want to add that character into the reboot, Puffy, perhaps
I would be on a short list of favorites.
I like that.
Not bad. Can I say one more thing before we go, guys?
Yeah, of course, Lester. You could.
Okay,
we've never shut you up on this pod.
We'll just cut it out.
Guys, listen, and the serious Lester is my character. I'll be serious for 1 second. It is Black History Month, and TSN has got a lot of initiatives this month. You can find all of our content at tsn.ca/Black History Month. Lots of features coming up this month. Bubba Wallace. We're going to be doing something on Ruben Mays, Angela James, a piece headed by our good friend Kayla Gray talking about the WNBA. But very, very pleased and proud of all the work that we're doing at TSN in general. And I wanted to make sure that we don't leave this pod without saying that. So thank you to all of you guys as well for your support. Appreciate
well
it.
Said. We congratulate Kayla Gray, former Rubber Boots podcast guest, recognized as one of the top 25 women of influence in Canada. For her work over the past year. Congrats to Kayla. Awesome. I loved having her on the pod because she had no idea what the hell we were doing, and that's always the best guest, right? Like she really had no clue.
I believe the title of that episode was "James Duthie has a podcast?" question marks, and that was right out of Kayla's mouth. So
no.
Very fitting.
That was a pod. That episode 2 is when you guys did the Shallow.
Are you happy in this modern world? Or do you need more?
Yeah, the Shallow singing. Yes.
She was in there for that.
Yeah, she was.
She had a front seat to the magic.
It was so funny.
We're gonna have to rekindle that, Puffy. Maybe we can have another poll of recommending what duets that we should do on the show. I also wanted to say, as further to what Lester was saying, real quick, a bunch of things. I just caught one tweet today. A lot of Harrison Barnes, the basketball player, is doing like 100 scholarships or 500 scholarships in honor of Black History Month. I love it when athletes do things like that.
That's awesome.
Shout out to Harrison Barnes.
Awesome.
Puffy, you were going to say something?
Oh, I was gonna say, Rydell and I did do a shallow remix duet on the bus home from Augusta, Georgia.
Oh yes, you did. Yes, you did. We should have really taped some of that for the pod because that was quite something. I want to give Bump. I don't think people know this, and maybe it's like the evil quizmaster who likes to keep his identity quiet. But Bump is also the TSN golf account.
He does a fantastic job on that account. He always has the latest information, and he never really makes mistakes.
You know what? Did he delete the tweet? Damn it! He deleted the tweet. I should have taken a screenshot. So I think the tweet was, because there's one on here that says this will be the 4th straight year that Patrick Reed has won a golf tournament. Is that? Yeah, that was the tweet. I think that might have been the one. Yeah. So I guess Bump was in a hurry. He's got 3 lovely daughters. He's got a very busy life. And I've done this many a time myself, where you tweet something in a hurry, send it, and you're off doing your life. Yeah. And he got auto-corrected, and it was the worst sentence ever coming from the field. It was like, this will be a 4 straight Reed win tournament. Something like that.
It was so bad.
And I love Bump so much, I had to respond. I'm like, Bump, that wasn't your finest sentence ever. And he only noticed like 4 hours later, but we love you, Bump. We'll have you back on the pod, all right? And we'll see everybody next week on the Bet Safe Rubber Boots podcast. Bet Safe, done it. Was there a theme song for that? I can't remember.
Yes, there is.
It's a good one too.
Thank you. All the rest are though. Anyway.
But out in 3.
How are ya? I got a question that I really wanna ask ya. Wait, don't hang up. I need to know, so I'm gonna try and push my luck. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, or black or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Do you like the dunk tank at the fair? Oh, I know it's a little strange, my obsession with your choice of footwear in the rain. And I know that you're on TV, but I need you to put your boots up on the desk for me. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, or black or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Do you like the dunk tank or the fair? This is the part they call the bridge. A bridge has water under it. With rubber boots you can wade in the water. Just don't fall in. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, or black or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Do you like the dunk tank at the fair? Do you really like the dunk tank at the fair?
Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight?